Hello everyone. Now today I'm going to show you a comparison video of sorts. Now I was wondering what was the best Mexican Fender Telecaster you can buy, and it's widely agreed that this model is. Now if I can just open the case with one hand, there you go, and there it is. It's the Fender Baja. Now there's a few different models of this, and it was discontinued in the summer of 2019, so you can't buy these new anymore. These were taken over by the Ventera series, and I think widely it's considered that the Ventera were not as good as these were. So this really has been top of the Mexican range for quite a while. These went on sale for about £800 over here. They crept up slightly and went to £1,000 in some places, but quickly dropped back down once people stopped buying them. I think there's only a certain amount people are willing to spend on the Mexican Telecaster, and obviously £800 was its really ceiling. But saying that, the Venteras are slightly more, £899, about £900. You can pick these up second hand from as little as £500, even though they are creeping up in value. And I must stress that these only came with a soft Fender case, like a gig bag. They did not come with this hard case, which is bought separately by a friend of mine who was nice enough to lend me this guitar for the video. Thank you, Trevor. There you go. Now I'm going to show you its contender. Just before I do open this case, I just wanted you to know that this guitar came with this hard case in the price, which I think is fantastic. It's a copy or reproduction of a Fender vintage hard case. This is an exact replica. And inside it, I'll show you something else. Now inside, there's this pocket or storage space that contains a white strap, which Jimmy Page had, the Fender paperwork, the tags, and an orange curly lead. So, doesn't sound much, but it's better than nothing, isn't it? And it's free. You get that in with the price. There we go, Fender. Anyway, back to the video. Its contender is this one, which I bought new. Now, new, these go for roughly £1,200 to £1,300. It is a Mexican Telecaster. Second hand, you can pick them up, if you're lucky now, from as little as £750, but they are again creeping up in value. You'll more or less pay £1,000 now for a second hand one. I can't find anywhere in England that have got these in stock, so I don't know whether they've been discontinued. They might be, but it's an artist model Mexican Fender Telecaster, and it's this beauty, the Jimmy Page Dragon. Look at that gorgeous guitar. Now I'm going to put these side by side for you, but first I'll run through some specifications, and I think we'll start with the Baja. Beautiful looking guitars, I'm sure you'll agree. I don't know whether you can see the grain properly there. I'll turn it around soon, you can see it better on the back. But lovely guitar, lovely looking model. Let's give you some specifications. Fender vintage machine heads, synthetic bone nut, jumbo frets on a maple fretboard, a single ply pickguard or scratch plate, whatever you want to call it. These are custom shop broadcaster pickups. Single coil there, and a twisted telecoil there. 4-way switch, which is position 1 bridge pickup, position 2 bridge and neck pickups in parallel, position 3 neck pickup, position 4 neck and bridge pickups. This does out of phase. Okay, beautiful guitar. Now I'll turn it around so you can see the back. It's a string through body, and you can see the grain on this body now. This body is ash, it's not one piece. There's the Fender custom shop neck plate there, maple neck. Right there to the machine heads. It's a polyester finished neck and a gloss urethane body. There you go. Again, chrome and gold hardware there. This has got a jumbo V-neck. It's like the old 50s baseball neck they used to call them as well. But let's look at the contender out of the box, shall we? And here we have this beauty. Look at that. What a stunning guitar. We'll start again at the top. Vintage Fender machine heads, the same. Synthetic bone nut, the same. A rosewood fretboard. Come down here. Lovely mirrored scratch plate, which is in fact a clear scratch plate with a foil backing underneath. Now there are some complaints about this foil backing, that it moves, crinkles up. Some of them are scratched. But this is exactly the same as Jimmy's was, and this will age uniquely to your guitar. Each one will age differently, so that was the point. They're meant to be like that. It wasn't meant to be perfect. Okay, let's give you some more specs. It's a gloss urethane finish on the body. The neck's maple with a rosewood fretboard. The neck is a custom oval C with jumbo frets again. 21 frets, the same as the Baja. These are actually listed as a vintage fret size, but they're jumbo. 3-way switching unit, the same in the volume and tone, same as usual. We all know that, which is bridge and neck and neck, and again an ash body, not single piece, multiple pieces, the same as Baja, and all Mexicans. Let's turn it round for you. Look at that wood grain, beautiful, isn't it? Lovely string through body. There's the Jimmy Page neck plate, serial number on, with signature on. Now this finish on the neck isn't bad on this one. I've seen, I don't know whether you can even see it in the camera, up near the name, it's a bit with Jimmy Page, which is just a decal on this one. It's still his signature. There's a bit of cracking, a bit of crazing going on there. Normally the whole neck's got the crazing. Now this is a different finish. This is actually a road-worn nitrocellulose lacquer, so it's meant to look like that. It's meant to look cracked. Okay, because that's again exactly the same as Jimmy's is. Some people will hate it, some people love it. Mine isn't bad. Some of them are really bad. Well, I say really bad, they're really crackly, but this one isn't. It's just got a little bit of cracking around the name, but it is meant to be there. I've checked with them and they've had quite a lot of calls on it. And from other videos I've seen, it's definitely meant to be there. Now, as we know, it is a string through body, but you can also string it through the neck plate, which is how Jimmy's was strung. So you can string it either way, which I think is cool. Now the pickups are noted down as Jimmy Page Custom Tele pickups, both of them. What that means in real life, I have not got a clue, but that's what's stated on the specifications. There you go. There's the contender for the Baja, the Jimmy Page Natural Dragon Telecaster. Now to see how these things sound. I just want to start by saying that I'm not going to use the out of phase on the Baja because the Jimmy Page hasn't got it, and that wouldn't be fair. And I'm also not going to play any Led Zeppelin licks when I get around to the Jimmy Page guitar, because that wouldn't be fair on the Baja. I just want to give a equal representation of both guitars, and then I can decide which one I like the sound of, and obviously you can decide too. I'll do a blind challenge, and then you can pause the video, decide which one you like, or wind it, listen to it as many times as you want, and then reveal which one it actually was, and see if it coincides with the one that you thought it was. Okay, so I'm going to play a simple bit of rhythm and then a simple lead lick that I can copy and probably do as near as I can every time. I'm using a Boss amp, Boss Katana 50 Mark 1, and I'm going to use exactly the same settings on the clean tone and the distorted tone. So again, they both get equal representation. And like I say, I won't use the out of phase and play Peter Green licks, even though I love them, and I love the out of phase on this guitar. But as I said, the friend who lent me it is not really fussed on the out of phase, and quite a lot of people are not. On the internet I've found with this guitar, so I'm not going to feature that here, because this is not a review of the Baja. It's just a comparison between the Baja and the Jimmy Page Telecaster, which is obviously this considered to be top of the range, and the Jimmy being priced definitely as top of the range, so you get an equal representation. Okay. Now this neck is very chunky. It's a 50 style, I think they call it the baseball neck, I've heard it called. Now I do prefer a big neck because of my hands. I must say the gloss neck really makes it comfortable and easy to play. But after playing it for about half an hour, my hand was starting to ache. Just this bit here. But saying that, like all guitars, you would get used to it. But it does play nice. The frets are nice. There's no sharp bits, and the neck does feel lovely with that gloss. Easy slides. So apart from the thickness of the neck, it's lovely to play. Now the neck on this one feels lovely as well. It's not as glossy as the Baja, but it definitely feels fine on the hand. It moves up and down the way. I'm not a lover of satin necks or smooth necks, you know, with actually no finish on them whatsoever. So this doesn't feel as nice as the glossy neck on the Baja, but that's just a personal preference to me. But you know, you move up and down freely, nothing wrong with that at all. It's got a very similar feel to it than the, you know, to the Baja, apart from it's not as thick to hold. I mean, you know, the thickness of the neck is not as much as the Baja, whereas the radius, you know, from the bottom E to the top E. It feels nice and big, like the Baja, which is exactly how I like them. Lovely, lovely rich tone these pickups have got. I'm not sure what one you chose as your favourite from the samples. I tried to put on as minimum effects as I could. There's hardly any effect. There's a little bit of reverb, and the rest is just tone, middle, and treble, which is set. So you know, exactly the same on both. I didn't want to put any, like, too much distortion on or too much reverb, no delay. You can make these guitars sound any way you like, really. But I wanted to do a comparison test just to get the pickups. So if it sounds a bit trebly than you'd like, it's so they can definitely shine through and you get an idea of what the pickups are like. Now, I've had both these guitars. For 48 hours now, and played them both quite a lot for a few hours each. I definitely prefer these pickups. They've just got that little bit more bite on them, that little bit rock, that little distorted sound. The other ones are a bit too mellow for me, the Baja ones, but these ones have just got that bite to it. And I think especially because people buy these for the Jimmy Page sound, obviously it's definitely got that because they're modelled on these pickups. But as far as the guitars go, I'll give a sum up. So just to sum up for the Fender Baja, which is more than worthy of its name for, you know, top of the Mexican range. The pros for this are more sound options, which is obvious as the 4-way switch will give you a lot more sound options than a normal Fender Telecaster. It got a lovely gloss feel to the neck, and your hand does slide up and down it, which makes playing a lot easier. And the weight of it is nice, especially if you're standing up playing. It's not too strong on the shoulders or the back. However, there are cons to this too. The out of phase for me was far too weak. Now I'm used to more of a Peter Green out of phase sound, which is done on a humbucker, so it may be personal preference. But for me, even with distortion, the out of phase tone on this guitar seemed a bit pointless. The neck for me was far too big. It really did hurt after a while. I had this guitar for a little over 48 hours and I played it quite a lot, and it really did hurt. Now I know I said in the video that you would get used to it, but I was swapping between guitars, and the Jimmy Page guitar was just as new as this to me, and it was like heaven when I picked it up and played it. And when I went back to this guitar again, it really did cripple my thumb. So the neck for me is far too big, but again, that may be preference. I do prefer a big neck, but as I said before, it's the width of the neck that I prefer rather than the radius of the back. Now, just to sum up with the Fender Jimmy Page Telecaster, there are some pros and cons to this too. And the pros for me are the hard case and extras. I think it's a really nice touch to have a vintage hard case included with the price. And the extra lead, etc. I think it's a really nice touch overall. I know this commands quite a hefty price for a Mexican Telecaster, but it is a signature model, and with all signature models they all command quite a hefty price. But I think they really went above and beyond with this model. It's stunning to look at. It really is, and it's done really well. I think the sound of this guitar is fantastic. I really do. As my friends know, I'm not a great Tele lover. I don't dislike them, I don't hate them, because they are a very versatile guitar, but I prefer a Stratocaster over a Telecaster any day. And I just don't like the twanginess of a Telecaster, even though I know I could own one and not play it, you know, so it's on a twangy set. But I think this one's got the extra bite, the extra bluesy mellow tone that you can get on the clean sound, and the extra bite and grit and dirt that you can get if you put it through a distortion, or, you know, even just switch it to the neck pickup. I know these are probably down to the Jimmy Page pickups, whatever they mean, because again, I don't know what that means in real life, but obviously they're modelled on his pickups and they sound great. I mean, really great. The neck on this is much more comfortable than the Baja neck. I know I said that it had a lovely glossy feel to the Baja neck, and this one's more of a satin feel, and I do prefer the glossy feel, but this neck is a lot more comfortable and doesn't dig in your hand as much. And like I said, to get back on this guitar was like heaven after playing the Baja, as after 5-10 minutes on that Baja it did start to ache again. The cons for this are a bit difficult to say because they're not really cons. A lot of people don't like the glazing that you get on the back of the neck. It's more of like a crackle glaze. I mean, I'm fortunate and it's only around the Jimmy Page name, but a lot of people have got it all the way down the neck. Now, I'm not sure how I would feel about it all down the neck. I probably wouldn't like it, but as they said, he's like this. Now, so, it depends how, how verbatim you want it to be. I'm quite happy that it isn't all the way down my neck. So even with that satin feel, like I said, I think it looks great, and I quite like it crackled around the name. It gives it that authentic older feel. The foil again comes under attack with its aging process, but this is done on purpose as well, so each of them age uniquely. Jimmy Page's aged terribly. It was all crumpled up and creased, and I think they've tried to mirror, if you excuse the pun, that with this one. I have read online that people are changing these out for a mirrored like card, thin card, which doesn't crease or rip or screw up. So you could do that. That's an option, but I quite like to leave mine on, and I'd like to see how it does age. I think that it's all right, but that can be a con, so be aware of that. And the only other one was it's heavy. It really is heavy. It's a lot heavier than the Baja. I think this is more towards the £11 mark. I'm not sure exactly what it weighs. It weighs a lot, well, let's say a lot more, but it weighs more. Put it this way, you can feel it on you when you've been playing it for a while, unlike the Baja. So that could be a con for people. Luckily, I'm quite a big fella, so it doesn't really bother me. Now, to sum up completely, these were both, and I want to make it clear, fantastic guitars. Both of them. Easy top of the range, and I think, would you really pay £800-900 for a Baja, or would you rather buy a second-hand, say, American Telecaster? That's the big question for me. It's a fantastic Telecaster, the Baja. Easy top of the range for a Mexican model, but quite a lot now, as I've looked around, you're paying a premium price for it. With the Jimmy Page, it's no different. You're paying definitely a premium price for this second-hand as well, but it is a signature guitar. Now, if you want a more traditional sound, I would definitely go with the Baja if you're going with the Mexican, if you can get it in the Mexican price range. But if you want something a bit different and something unique, then for me, it's got to be the Jimmy Page. It's absolutely stunning. It's unique, and it's something that will possibly rise a lot more than what the Baja will in years to come if it's kept nice. So in conclusion, for me, the winner today is the Jimmy Page.